Yeah.
Plutôt, that's okay. And now I'm switching over, and now I'm looking at Miro.
Okay. And now can you see my
Yes, I can. Can you see?
hand here? Yes,
And
I can see
Lawrence.
yours too. And also Lawrence's. Yeah.
All right. All right. So you see, so I think we should begin. So we're going to concentrate on verbs, but we'll also be looking at pronunciation when it's necessary. Okay.
Sure.
To do that, we'll be off to the left, and I'll tell you when we have to move over there. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to put something down here. So I'm moving this. So you see where I am?
Yeah.
And this. Okay. And so what I've done here is put down a verb. So this would be, this is in a class, this would be a coin, but here we're going to use this little white thing. And here in a class, this would be a rod, but we're going to use this. All right? Okay. And this can be any verb we like. So we can take, for example, I work. Okay, for example. In that case, we've got I work symbolized.
Okay.
Okay. So can you, so supposing I ask you to go down the list like this. Okay, so if I put that there, for example, and then I'm going to put another one here. Okay, and then another one.
Okay, so I should do the same.
Yes, what do you think this would be?
The different persons, like.
Okay, all right, okay, all right. And you notice, yes, so, yeah, we don't need to do that because we're going to be able to transport this one down as we need it.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Okay, so, so at the moment I chose the verb, and the verb is I work. Okay? All right. What do you think this one would be?
Hello?
Hello, yes. What do you think this one would be?
This one would be they work.
Absolutely. And this one here?
We work.
I wouldn't put that there. I'd put that here more.
You work.
Okay, that's right. That would be standard, wouldn't it? All right. Is that okay? And then this one here?
This will be also you work, but like.
And so I'm making it a little bit clearer what it is by doing that. And then I'm going to do another one. So I duplicate, and you've got another one. All right. So what do you think that is now that I've done that to it?
Okay. He works. She works. It works.
That's right. Yes. Okay. Now I'm going to take those away because we don't really need those. But now you know what that one is. And what you notice is that I'm not putting one here. Okay. Because in English, in actual fact, I don't know why this is the case, but all over the world, people put in a U. That must be because their language has something different. But in English, this is not what actually means. It does exist, but it only exists if you're talking to God. And if you want to talk to God, you'd be better to do it in your own language. Okay.
Okay.
And it's probably words that you know. It's words like thou, thee, thine, right? And they all fit in here.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So we're going to forget those, and this is the one we're going to use down here in the middle. Okay. All right. Now, do you think we need to put something here to remind you that there might be something there?
I mean, personally, for me, or like for my students?
Well, for you. We'll be working at two levels, in fact. We'll be working at some point, I'll be doing something which will be useful for you as a student.
Okay.
At the moment, we're working on just the very beginnings, and these are things you might ask students. So their level, of course, will be less good than yours.
Okay. So maybe it could be good for them to maybe to have something like.
Have a little something there. Okay, so yes, what could we put as a little something? So we could take one of these and we could color it differently. Right. We could make it smaller because it really is a little bit big if we do that, and it'd be nice to have just some little token of some kind here, right? We don't have to do that. So there's a little token if it's necessary. Okay?
Okay.
Good, good, good. I'm going to put this back up here, and you know how to make questions, and if you make it negative, for example, well, let's go on to something else. So this is I work, okay, and you've got this conjugation of it. Okay? Now, with this verb to work, what other forms can you think of?
I can think of worked.
Okay, all right. Right, so where would you put that? It's a guessing game. So
maybe this here.
Okay, you'd like to put it there, all right. So, so how would you do that?
Maybe like I worked, and then maybe something like with this coin again. Like at the end, but not the same, but I mean.
Okay, now there's a standard way of doing that, and I'll show you the standard way. It's with this one.
Okay.
Okay. So we can take this one out, which I'll do. There we go. And that now is I worked.
Okay.
All right. So let's all right. Okay. And then we can take these and move them over here. And that's very easy, of course. Okay.
Okay.
So you're still, that's okay? Everything's okay?
Yes.
All right. Okay then. Now, can you make this one negative here?
Yes. So I would drop this one, and then I don't know what's here, but
just take this one here. This is a standard.
Okay. So I would do like this one, and maybe the negative, maybe something like this.
Oh, okay. Now we didn't have a negative color, so I'll introduce a negative color. And what I usually use for that is just plain straight old black. Right? That's what black. I'll just put a dark gray, I think. Okay.
Okay. So I can now put it here and a little bit.
Move this one across a little bit. Okay. So let's go back to this one. Can you do the same thing with this one?
Yes. So I don't know which one. Maybe this one.
Yes, we'll be trying to standardize the colors.
Okay. So what would that color be? Because here I'll have to use another color, right? Not the, like this one, yes. So the black one again. But before the black one, what's the standard color for it?
Okay, so the black one, that's fine. That know what that is there. Okay. All right. And what we need is this one here.
Yes.
Okay.
So maybe this one?
Well, I tell you what, it's going to be the same color as this one in actual fact.
Okay.
Okay. Does that help?
Okay, so I can just paste it.
Okay, and how would you say that one there?
So, I don't work.
Okay, all right. Okay, so how would you say this one here?
I didn't work.
Well, yes, but I don't. That's not what I see. What I see is I don't work because I see.
I did not work.
Okay, well, I don't see that in actual fact. So could you?
Let me just close something on Miro because there's I got it. Okay, I just have to click a button. So here is I did not work, and here I do not work.
All right. Now I liked what if I just move that across like.
Okay. So I don't work.
Yes.
And here, I didn't work.
Well, yes, but what I'm seeing is the same thing. So what I need you to do, can you modify this in some way so that I don't see the same thing?
You don't.
Since I'm not hearing the same thing. What's missing?
Oh, I see. But should I change the color of it? No.
Well, no, because we're going to keep this color here for everything that's to do with do.
Okay.
Right? This is do color, if you like.
Maybe like this?
Mm. What do you want to indicate with it?
How can I do it?
Well, yes, but what, let's go back just a moment. I'm going to move those two out for a moment.
Okay.
Okay, so I move those two out. Can you turn this back into what it started as?
Okay. Like this.
Okay, all right. So what does this in? Well, let's put that back, put it in.
Okay.
Okay, and what does this indicate?
The past.
Okay, all right.
So maybe I can combine like the brown one with this one and then the black one.
Okay, okay. Does that make sense for you?
It does.
It does. Okay. And how would you read this?
Now I didn't or I did not work.
All right, so I'm going to pull this one in a little bit so that we say it that way.
I didn't work.
I didn't work. Okay, good, good, good. So, okay then. And what about this one? That's not a problem, is it?
This one, no. No, you just have to copy this and move it around like this.
Okay, and what do you say?
I didn't work. He didn't work.
For example, yes, what about this one?
And then we didn't work, you didn't work, they didn't work.
Exactly, okay. So there's no problem with that. All right, good. And what we're going to do is move those two out because we don't need them at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go back to this one. Okay, and I'm going to pick up these two and move them across like this.
Okay.
Okay, and now we're back to square one. Good. And our verb is work. And in actual fact, what I can do is move these two out as well.
Mm-hmm.
And go back to this one.
Okay.
Yeah, and we can move our pronouns around as we like. Okay, so can you find some other form? What other form?
Working.
Okay, all right, so working, all right. So now that's, it needs to start with this.
Mm-hmm. So this one, and then what's the color for M, like for the verb to be?
So we're going to use the combination of red and purple.
Red and purple. So maybe like this, and then like this?
Oh yes, but you're not going to be able to put it there because this was already something else.
Oh, yes, okay.
So
okay.
where would you put this?
Maybe.
Perhaps I can help you. I'm going to do something which I think will help you.
Okay.
So I'm going to draw a line like this. Did that line show up? It didn't really, did it? I need to make it much, much thicker than that.
Yes, I can see. Okay.
Okay. So that's that one, and I need another one, which will be this one. I'm picking up the line again and putting it here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so this is I worked here, and now like here maybe?
It has to be in a box.
In the box.
Yes.
In one of the boxes.
It has to be in one of the boxes.
Here.
Okay, so could you move it down?
Yes. So like this.
Okay. Right, exactly. And what I'm going to do is very quickly just duplicate this one, move it over here.
Okay.
Grab another one up here and then we've got this one again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? All right. So, and we're just going to check. So, all of these down here, and would you just whiz down the line and
Yes.
hmm?
So I'm working. She's working, for example. You're working. Hmm. We're working first, then you're working, and then they're working.
Okay. Yes. How many syllables would you have in this one?
3. We're working.
4.
We're working.
Uh-huh. Now,
We're working.
can we go over to the left? Okay, I'm going into the words. Yeah. So come over west. Move up a bit. And what I'm hearing is this one.
Okay. It's not the same.
No, it's not the same.
Okay. We're working.
Oh,
That better?
I'd like to hear 2 syllables there.
Okay. We are working.
Oh, right. Okay, but nobody would ever say that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you here. So we would say this one, and then after it we'd say this one. Now,
we are working.
Okay, but make this one. Now, wait a minute till we go over to the rectangles. There's just, in the rectangle chart, there's just one thing that you have. No, there are 2 things that you absolutely need to know. That is down here, okay? And this one is the very smallest thing you can possibly say.
We are working.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Okay, then. And we'll discover that there's something even less that you can say, which is this one. And those are the only 2 we're really going to need.
Okay.
So, yes, so let's go back to the verbs.
Okay.
Okay, so could you say this one again then?
You're working?
Yes, that sounds much more English to my ear.
Okay. You are working.
Yeah.
You're working. You're working?
Okay, people do say that, yes, okay, I'll count that as okay, okay? And this...
they are working?
Okay, all right. And actually, come over to Skype for a moment. So you have a whole range of things that you can say there, okay? So if you start with something like they are working, all right? And now you can bring these 2 down a little bit. So can you reduce it a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that one. And then reduce it even more.
They're working.
Okay, right. That's right down to the very lowest level. Okay. Make it just a little scrap longer, tiny little bit longer.
So can we use the chart, the rectangle chart?
The rectangle chart, absolutely. So back to the rectangle chart.
Okay, so the first one, it's going to be like, let me use the video because I'm still not.
Oh, yes, okay. So I need to, all right, that's okay.
Okay, so on the Fidel, so this one, yes, okay, and then like for the full version?
The full version would be this.
Okay, they are working.
Okay, so point to the right one.
This one?
I wouldn't spell it that way.
Oh, yeah, sure.
All right. And all right. So that is one possibility.
Okay.
It's very rare, but it does happen.
They are working. Okay.
Okay. All right. What would be a step down a little bit?
They're working? Like this word, they're like their car or?
What I'm hearing is there. I'm hearing something more like this, for example. Okay. Now, I think you've stepped down a little bit too much. So let's go back to this. They, and then come down here, for example, and this one.
They are working.
Okay.
Okay, they are working.
Okay, so that's stepping down twice. Okay.
Okay.
Good. And now the next step down is going to take place not in this, but this one, sorry, this one down to this one. It'll take place probably in this part of the word.
Okay. They are working.
Okay, so that you're taking it up to here, and we don't have that's not part of the normal spelling, but right, okay.
Okay,
right.
but is that right? Like, does that sound
Yes.
right?
Say it again.
They're working.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, they're working.
Yes, so we can step up and down if you like. Okay, and that's going to depend on speed and how much we want to emphasize something and this kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll look at those as we go along.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Now, what happens if we introduce this in here?
So here we should like separate these two a little bit. So, and then put it here. I'm not working.
Okay. Yes.
So he isn't working.
Yes. And for that one, could you move these down and put them?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, because it will change. So do you want me to copy them or just to move it down?
You can copy them.
Okay.
No consequences.
So here we should do this, right?
Yes. Okay, and that would be?
He isn't working.
Okay, keep going.
And then we aren't working.
So there's a bit of a problem with the pronunciation.
We aren't. We aren't.
I don't think anyone would say that, not even in America. Do you want to come back to the rectangles?
Yes.
Or words in over here to the Fidel.
Okay.
So how did you point? How did you point the full version?
Okay, so the full version. Wait, let me. Yeah, this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
We are not working.
All right. Okay, that would be the very fullest possible version.
Okay, we are not working.
All right. Yes, and that would be we are going on strike. Right. That would really, we're in fighting mood.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay. Now, how can you step this down? How can you?
Maybe just the first two of them, like we are not working.
Okay, that would be one possibility, and that would put the stress on the negative, right?
We're not working.
All right, exactly. Okay. So that of course is possible. Okay.
We aren't.
And what other ways would you have of doing it?
We aren't working.
Okay. So can you point to that one?
This aren't. Maybe this one.
Yes.
And then straight like to the thing that we don't point. Maybe we aren't.
Well, can you?
Like
we've got
on
this
the rectangle chart, maybe.
if you like. Okay, down to the rectangle chart. So you were up here. What do you point next?
This one?
No.
This one?
No. Okay, can you say the word again?
We aren't working.
Okay, so how many syllables do you have?
We aren't. We have like 1.5 syllables here. Like we
That's about
aren't.
half too many.
Okay. 2 syllables. So let's go back to the Fidel.
Yes.
So maybe this, and then straight to this one.
Yes.
And then this one.
Okay, now you pointed to that one, and that actually I shouldn't have let you point to that one. There's another one in here that's a better one.
Okay, this one.
Exactly.
We aren't. Okay, we aren't working.
Okay, listen to yourself say it. That was perfect. Say it again.
We aren't working.
Okay, and again?
We aren't working.
All right, that's with a British accent. Is that okay?
Yeah. And how? Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What was your question?
Like in the American accent, do you know?
Okay. All right. So we're not really set up for American because I'm not American and I don't teach American, but I can tell you what to do, right? So if you come to this one on the rectangles.
On the rectangles, okay.
Can you say that one? Okay. And now at the end of it, just lift your tongue very slightly.
Like this?
Yes. Okay. Now come over to this one in British English. And now in American, just lift your tongue slightly.
Aren't. Like this, aren't.
Exactly. So you're you're lifting it perhaps even a shade too much. Try it again.
Okay. Aren't.
A little bit more than that.
Aren't.
Okay, something like that.
So even in the American accent, we have just one syllable for this? Aren't.
Yes.
Not aren't.
No.
Okay, aren't. Okay.
Okay, and in British, the difference is that you just don't lift your tongue.
Okay, we aren't working.
And then in American?
We aren't working.
Okay.
Okay, that's new for me.
Yes. In American, if we had the American chart here, we would have, I'm in the rectangles. Down here, we would have one that we would call schwur. Okay. And so what you would have is, for example, and then the schwur,
Aren't.
We're not using this one. We're not just doing a plain straight out They're just just the tongue lifts very slightly.
Okay. We aren't working.
Okay. Now, can you say it again?
We aren't working.
And come back to Skype for a moment.
Okay.
So if I ask you to show me with your hands what you're doing with your voice from the point of view of pitch.
We aren't working. We aren't working.
Okay, and
we aren't working.
Okay, and this one is going to be a shade longer.
We aren't working.
Okay.
We are
shade.
Okay. We aren't working.
Okay, right. Yes?
We aren't working.
All right, now I'm going to show you how to point that.
Okay.
So we go back to here. So are you with me?
In the Fidel?
We can do it in the Fidel, absolutely we can. And I'm going to show you how to point the first one.
Okay.
Can you see where I am?
Yes.
Okay. Tack. Tack.
Okay, so this is where?
Down here.
Okay, this is we, but
well, if you say it like that, then it would be up here because it would have a. But if you've got da. Okay.
We aren't working.
Okay. Say it again.
We aren't working.
Okay. And listen how you finish that. Could you point to working?
Working.
Hmm?
So
What is your voice doing when you, can you show me with your hands how your voice says that word?
we aren't working. Mm-hmm.
Just the word by itself.
Mm-hmm. Working.
Okay. All right.
Working.
Now, in English, we have a way of showing that on the fidel.
Ah.
Showing this on the fidel.
Oh, yeah, I have to point like work, like this one.
Okay, well, yes, with some spelling.
Oh yeah, sure. So let me this one.
Yes.
I'm just doing the vowels. So
Hmm?
one and then working, and then this one
Exactly.
working.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
We.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so, yes, and when you did it, when you did the whole sentence, what you did was da 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 da.
Mm-hmm. We
Okay.
aren't working.
Okay. So,
And it shouldn't be this way.
yes, no, that was perfect.
We aren't working.
Okay. So, what I want to show you now is, if we come down to the rectangles.
Okay, I'm here.
So, I'm in the rectangles.
Mm-hmm.
Here's how I would point this whole thing. Point it this way. That, that,
Mm-hmm.
that, that, that,
Okay.
that, and now this one,
Mm-hmm.
drag it down, and then the next one would back.
Ah, okay. We aren't working.
Right.
We aren't working.
Now
Like.
I can't hear, I've got this, can you see my fingers?
Yes.
Mhm. I can't hear this in the syllables quite enough. I need to know what the verb is. Is it working? Is it walking? What is it? Okay, so.
We aren't working.
Ha ha.
We are working. We
Uh-huh.
aren't working.
Okay, put it, so like this. Da 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 da.
Ah, we aren't working.
Okay.
We aren't working.
Right.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. We.
Oh, you froze. You froze for a moment. Can you do it again?
We aren't working.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. We aren't working.
Right. And what I want to set up down here, it doesn't sound as if we're doing much in verbs, does it?
But I like it.
So I'm down below here, and what I'm going to do is I am going to start drawing some lines, and I need lines. So here's one. Can you see where I am?
Yes.
Okay, and I want to duplicate that one, and oh, that didn't work properly. How do I move that across? Like this.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then I want a horizontal one. That worked. Mm-hmm. And then duplicate that one. Back. And that gives us a little setup like this.
Ah, okay.
Okay. So what we have in English, we have stressed syllables.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm going to mark them. They, as a standard, they usually mark this way. That's the sign that they're stressed.
Okay.
That's in phonetics, for example. And what we know about these syllables is that, I wonder if I've got any shapes. No, I don't have a shape. Right, I'll just have to do this with lines. So they are, this is clunky, I'm afraid. Oh, wait a minute, I know what I can use. I can use a stepped one like this, I think. I want to draw a tick like that. That's not a tick, is it? I'm not having much luck here. So
just like the line you just did, but shorter, or
like like the line I just did, right? Okay.
Maybe this.
Okay.
Ah,
Oh,
okay, I take. Okay.
thank you, Lawrence. Okay. So can you put in a nice tick there? Okay, thank you. All right.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Now, all right, that's visible, I hope, in the film. Okay. Now, when a word is stressed, there are two things about it. First of all, it is the pronunciation. You pronounce a vowel properly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you usually have some sort of a pitch change on it. I'm going to duplicate that, and I'm going to move this one over here, right? And this is about pitch change in this section here, and I need to take that out. Okay, so that is what you find with a stressed syllable. Now, we have unstressed syllables, and that is, so an unstressed syllable.
Can you give me an example, like for that line?
Yes, so aren't in the sentence that you've been saying.
Aren't.
Yes, so you have a nice clear vowel, which is purple.
Okay.
And the pitch is higher. We aren't, you moved it with you, you had your hand.
Aren't. Okay, okay.
Okay. Now, we have syllables which are unstressed, but they do contain a full vowel. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this, bring it down here.
Okay.
But, Lawrence, we need now a cross in this box here.
Can I write full vowel here?
You can write that across the top if you like, absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
So you just put the word vowel if you like.
Okay. Okay.
Vowel, and then in the right hand one over here, you can put high.
Okay. Okay.
We're talking about the pitch.
We aren't working.
Okay, and so the vowel here is going to be very clearly said, working. Okay? And the pitch is not high.
We aren't working. It's like a word in work.
Yes.
In that sentence.
And now our next thing is we need a little circle here. We've got a little circle. There we are. A little circle here, and I'm going to change the color. What color? I'm going to make it yellow. Okay, and that little one there corresponds to the schwa.
Okay.
Okay, and what we know about that is, first of all, you don't pronounce a vowel very clearly, and secondly, the pitch is never high.
Okay.
Okay. Now this can be mid-pitch, which is what you got before. Okay. So what we've got is da 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 da. Okay. So is that okay?
Yes. But for example, for we in this sentence, should I use like this line or this line?
This line here.
The last one.
Wait a minute, and look, I'm going to do this with it. I don't have a good color for it. What am I going to do?
Like the pink.
What I wanted was the pink.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's really terrible. There must be a way of getting a better color than that. Hang on till I ask for more colors. And I want just a pink like this. That'll be fine. There we go. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
We aren't working. We aren't working.
Yes. Make this one a little bit higher.
We aren't working. We aren't working.
That's better. Okay.
Okay.
There I can hear everything, and I've got the right pitch for it.
Okay.
Okay, let's go back to the verbs. Let's do some more work on the verbs. There we go. And where were we?
So we were here. I think we did, we aren't working. So now we've got, you aren't working.
Okay, can you say it?
You aren't working. You aren't working.
Mm-hmm.
And then they aren't working.
Uh-huh. Can you link them a little bit more smoothly?
They aren't working.
That's better.
They aren't working.
Okay, right. So how are we doing? Is that okay?
Yes.
Good. So can we have some other form? So we're still with the verb working. We've got I work here.
Mm-hmm.
This one. I'm going to take these ones out. Don't need those now, so we can just park those over here. The next time, and we don't need to fill them.
And then, yes, so we have this, sorry, I'm moving the wrong thing. So we can copy these and then move them here, but we have to use the gray one.
So what are you doing here? What form are you using?
Here I'm using this one. I was working.
Okay, all right, fine.
I was working. He was working. We were working. You were working. And then they are working.
The last one?
They are working.
I can't hear the difference between this one and this one.
They were working. They were working.
Okay, right.
Okay.
And again?
They were working.
Right.
Okay. They were working.
Absolutely.
They were working.
Okay. Now, can we do just a little thing on pronunciation?
Yes.
So come back here.
Okay.
I'm going to show you on the rectangles. I'm going to show you a word which you could say. So you're in the rectangles.
Yes.
Okay. Tack, tack.
Two.
And again.
Two.
Can you stutter it?
What does it mean? Stutter.
Stutter. That's when people talk like
two, like this. Two.
That's hardly stuttering. Stuttering is it's a little bit it's less controlled. Stutter it a couple of times. That's better. I'm hearing it's gone a little bit. Just keep the one color at the beginning.
Okay.
I'm hearing a in it.
You don't want to hear
yes, I want to hear this one. I'm in the rectangle chart. I want to hear this one.
Two.
Huh? You have a tendency to put this with it.
Yes.
Okay, so take that out. I don't want that. I just want that one stuttered.
Okay. Two.
Okay, that's getting better, I think. And again?
Two.
Okay, all right. Now, can you control your stutter and just do it twice?
Two. Two.
I'm hearing. So now can you do it 3 times?
Two.
Okay, all right.
Two.
Okay, you can stutter a little bit more stuttery than that.
I should do. I didn't. Can you say it again?
Yes, you should stutter it. Make it a little bit more stuttery. At the moment,
two.
Yes.
Like this, or even more. Two.
That's it. That's
okay.
it.
Two. Okay.
Okay. Now I'm going to show you another word. So I'm in the rectangles. Tack, tack.
This one. Which one is this one? Core. Core.
Okay. Can you put that before and then stutter?
Cool. Okay. I think I saw you doing this exercise, and I read it too in your book. I cut it to 2.
Okay, and again?
I cut it to 2.
Okay, use this color here.
I cut to 2.
Okay, that sounds very British.
I cut it to 2. I cut it to 2.
Okay.
Okay. A quarter to 2.
Okay, right. Now, when you're doing the stuttering,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to, you don't even have this in those syllables.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to say what you have is this. That's to say nothing, but there is a syllable.
I see.
Okay.
Quarter to 2. Quarter to 2. Mm-hmm.
So can you say this one twice? That, well, say this one, this one, this one, and then this one.
Were.
Make this much smaller.
Okay. Were.
That's right. And again?
Were. Were.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Were.
Okay.
Were.
And now we're going to add the end of the word.
Working.
That's
Working. We're working. Okay. It's
it.
like stuttering, but a word sound. We're working.
Okay.
Working.
Now I'm going to get you to put a word in front of that, which is this word. I'm in the words up at the top there.
So, we were working.
And again?
We were working.
That sounds much better.
Okay. We were working.
Okay.
We were working.
Let's go back to the verbs. So that was down here.
Mm-hmm. We were working.
Uh-huh.
You were working.
Uh-huh.
They were working.
And up here?
And here, he's working.
I'm hearing this one.
He was working. He was working.
That's better.
He was working.
Uh-huh.
He was working. He was working. He was working.
Okay.
He was and here we've got, like, if you go back to the diagram, like with the vowels,
Yes.
I, like, on the left corner here.
Oh, where did that go? Down here. Yes, I'm with you.
So we should listen twice this line.
Okay, so can you point just to the vowels then?
So,
which sentence are you going to do?
we were working.
Okay, so everything is there.
Here?
Just the vowels in here.
Okay, so we were 1, 2, and then 3,
Mm-hmm.
and then 4.
Okay, so can you point exactly now? So the first one would be?
So this one,
yes,
on the rectangle chart?
Yes, okay.
Okay, so 1, we were, 2,
If you like, okay.
Then just the vowels. So
Just the vowels.
okay, and then king.
Okay, yes. And if we went just another way of doing it would be to do that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We were working. We were working is the way you just pointed.
Right, that's right.
And what I pointed was we were working, like a
so
bit
you
more.
put a little bit more into it, and I put a little bit less.
Okay.
And with your students, it would always be a very good idea to get them used to the least possible.
Okay. We were working.
Exactly. We were working. Okay.
We were working. Okay.
All right. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Good, good, good. Mm-hmm. So let's go back to the verbs. Okay. Now we need another form.
So another form. The verb work.
Yes.
Work, worked, working. I will work.
That's for next week.
I was working. I worked. But here we will use another box, or?
Oh yes, we've got another 4 boxes to do.
Okay. So we work. I will work. I'm going to work.
No, that would be that we've changed verbs if we do that.
Okay.
It would then be I go, I'm going.
Okay. I worked. I work. I'm working. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You don't want the verb will, right?
No. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go up to the word charts just above the verbs.
Okay.
Can you get any inspiration from here?
Okay. Yes. I've been working.
For example.
Okay.
Okay. Now, where would you put that?
So here we got I'm working.
Don't forget that I put this down so you know this one is in the correct position, and you don't know if they're in the correct position or not. You know what they should be, but you don't know whether they're in the correct position or not. Okay? So in fact, you have the whole chart to choose from.
It doesn't matter the position now.
Well, what I'm trying to say is there is a correct position. The only one you know for sure that is in the correct position is this one, because I put it there to begin with.
Okay.
I put that there. You chose this position.
Okay. So I'm guessing this is going to be here, right? Like what it did before. Like this one, I'll have to put it here.
And why would you choose that?
Because it's like in the past, and it's not I've been working. It's like something that started in the past and still goes on. So it's closer to the present.
Okay.
So yeah.
So while we're about it, what about these ones here? Would you leave this one in this position?
No. I have to move it to everything here.
Okay. What about this? Are you happy with this position?
I'm working. I still haven't figured out like exactly what the arrow means, and I work.
Okay, so I can tell you what the arrow means. It's a timeline.
Okay, so I'm working. So this is very present. I mean, so. And is this correct? This one?
That is correct.
Okay. I work. I'm working. Okay, so I worked here and I didn't work here.
This one is.
This one is. It's not. I wasn't working. I wasn't working. Okay, I worked. I wasn't working.
And up here?
I work. I'm working. I worked.
Listen, we have a problem with that because this.
I worked.
I
wasn't working. Okay, so I have worked.
Exactly.
I've worked. Okay, so I'll have one. I'll copy it maybe. Like and then we'll need something here. Okay, this one.
Yes.
Okay, and here maybe we want to use the same thing like for this one.
Okay, so here's a problem. Let's change verbs for a moment. Take a different verb, because this is any verb if you like. So
yes.
Can you suggest some other verbs?
Yes. So let me put.
Okay.
I put. Yeah.
And this one?
I put.
And this one here?
I've put. So maybe something different. Maybe.
Let's do some other verbs.
Steal.
Steal. Okay. So.
Steal. I steal. I stole. I've stolen.
Okay.
So here I need another and or.
Okay. So what we do, in fact, when we have rods is we have some rods, some white rods, which are a little bit beige.
Okay.
Right. So in my box of rods, I've got white rods, and then I've got white rods which are really white.
Okay.
Yes. And so, and that gives us the possibility of saying when we want it to be the same, it's the same, and when we want it, we consider this to be the same as this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Oh, I see.
When we want it to be the same, and we consider it different when we decide we want it to be different. Can I make this a little paler? Suppose it was that color, for example.
Ah, okay.
Is that sufficiently different to be visible?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I'll do the same with this one, and that's what we'll be using. Okay, there we go. All right. So we consider that to be the same as that, except when we want it to be different.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Good. All right.
I've worked.
Okay. Now let's borrow all of this. Put them up here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he's worked.
Yes.
You've worked.
Yeah.
No, we've worked. Sorry. You've worked. They've worked.
Okay. Right. Make. So let's take another one of these and put it here, for example, and then I'm going to do this. Duplicate and bring that down here. So could you say that, please?
You no, this is not. You have worked. Or you want me to do like this again? You've worked.
Can you make it into a question?
Like this.
Okay.
Have you worked?
Okay. Okay. Can you make it into a negative?
I haven't. So this one. No, not this one. Is the black one. So I haven't worked. No, I have. You haven't worked.
Right.
I'm down to the I.
Okay, so do it with I then.
Yeah, I haven't worked. So like this, and you also have like I've not worked.
I've not worked. Yes, all right. That's a possibility, but it's not all that terribly common.
Ah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't worked is better. So like,
yes, that's much more common.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I haven't worked. Okay.
Not worked. For me, it sounds a bit 19th century.
I've not worked.
You know, it sounds a little bit. I've not worked. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's a little bit precious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my feeling about it.
Mm-hmm.
This is much more common. This is down to earth. This is what you and I would say.
Mm-hmm. I haven't worked.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Good. So is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So next job is down here. So wait a minute till I just move that across, and I'm going to pick these ones up, bring them down, and put them here. And then we need another one here.
Okay.
That's not what we do, sorry. That didn't work. What I wanted to do there, I'm just going to borrow that like that. What goes here?
So this one again. So I have, and then this one I'll borrow it to this one, and then I have been, and then I'll borrow this. Working. So let me just put all these guys a little bit more to the left, like this.
Okay.
I have been working. I have been working.
Mm-hmm. And say it like this.
I've been working.
Mm-hmm. And then supposing we add this one.
I haven't been working.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we're beautifully set up to do the last two over here.
Okay. So I know. So I'll start with this one. maybe. So here I'll just have to change. I hadn't been working. I had been working, so I'll have this. Wait, this one, like the gray one. I had been working.
Okay, now the way you've put it is the way it should be said, and that's not quite what you're saying.
I had been working.
So the form is correct. Let's.
I just had. Okay, I'd been working.
Okay.
Okay. I'd been working. Okay. So the same thing here. He'd been working. You'd been working. We'd been working. You'd be working.
And again?
You'd be working. You'd been working. You'd been working, and then they'd been working.
They'd been working. Okay.
Okay. So up here, so I had. So I'll borrow this one. Oops. I don't want to change this line. Sorry. so I'll borrow these here.
And you can get the black. The black we don't need here.
Yeah. So just and I'll borrow this one up here. I had worked. I had, so here, I'd worked. No, I'd worked. Yes. Yes. Can I do this here too? Okay. Yes. I'd worked. So then here, if I borrow these, I'll do he'd worked, we'd worked, you'd worked, they'd worked. Right. And we can, of course, put this in. Yeah. I hadn't worked. He hadn't worked. Move it up. That was what you said. Okay. Yeah. I hadn't worked. And if we pick up those three and move them down. It hadn't worked. Say it again. It hadn't worked. Oh, okay. It could be that. Yes, absolutely. It hadn't worked. There's another possibility. Well, of course. What's this one? It or he or she. Exactly. So there's. Okay. She hadn't worked. So we hadn't worked. You hadn't worked. Okay. They hadn't worked. Yeah. Can I say also we'd not worked? Like we'd not worked. That does exist, absolutely. Okay. Yeah. Well, English is very free with things like that. Well, it's very free. Kind of, right? Every time you move away from the standard, you're marking it in some way as a bit special. Okay, and here the standard would be I hadn't worked. Yes. Okay, instead of I'd not worked. Right. Okay. I hadn't worked. Okay. Okay. So that gives us, now we have a full house. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move those out of the way up here. Move those out of the way, move that up and out of the way, these two up and out of the way. And there, what you're looking at is the indicative tenses, right? Okay. Now, do we need to fill in more than that, or is that enough? I think that's enough. That's enough. Okay. All right. Yes. Now, just interrupt for a moment to say we didn't say how long we were going to work for. We worked for an hour and a half? Yes. If you're free. Oh, I'm free. Yes, absolutely. Okay. So let's go on. Now, what we have to do now is work on how these are used. So I'm going to bring this down and put it here. Okay. Okay. And I want to open a text box. This is always a little bit difficult to do. Okay, so I need it to be much bigger than that. And I'm going to put into it 100%.
Okay, so that's the first one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another text box down here. Oh, how did that happen? Went crazy.
You, you want
I
you
tell
want
you, I want another text box
with 0%?
with 0%, exactly.
Okay, let's copy this one maybe here.
Oh, excellent idea. Right, I'll just take out.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So, and what I want now is words that can be put here, right? So, what would 100% be? Mm-hmm.
100%.
So, well, first of all, I shouldn't have done this first. What I should have done was say, let's change verbs.
Okay.
Because this is any verb in the language, if you like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and this is 100%.
Maybe I breathe.
I breathe.
I breathe. Yes.
Okay, all right. That's going to be difficult to work with. Zero with that will be very difficult.
Okay, I understand. Now you want something that I do very often, like
For example.
okay, I
For just a moment. Very often, is that 100%?
no.
Okay, so what?
Always.
Okay, all right. So what we can do is we can move this across and open a text box here. Okay, I'll let you open the text box here.
Okay.
Well, wait a minute. I'm going to copy this text box. Okay, there it is. And we can put in this text box up here, we can put always, right? So if you want to type that in, that'd be just great.
Okay. Okay.
Right, good. Now, so we have another end to that. So let's do that. Now I'm going to type in the bottom one. Okay. Can you add words in here in our text box that correspond here?
Okay. So here often. Here maybe sometimes. Maybe a little bit down here. And then maybe rarely. Something like this. You want more words?
I want, well, we've got always. What I need about, say, 12 words there.
12 words. Okay, so let me make it bigger.
No, but it would cover the whole gradient.
Okay, okay. Always, very often, or just one word? Like.
It can be 2 words, but it can be often if you like.
Okay, very often. Often, maybe usually would be here somewhere. Sometimes, rarely, never, almost never.
Yes, okay.
Almost, almost always.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. Almost always, very often, usually, sometimes, rarely, almost never.
Okay. And we'll probably find others.
Okay.
Here's, for example, this almost never. You take just the last 4 letters of that.
Okay.
What would that be?
Ever. But ever would be here in this list.
With, if you have a word in front of it, it will be down here.
Something ever.
Can
you give me the first letter of
H?
H.
H.
H. H. You're in the word chart.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, if you come over to the words over here, do we have it?
Okay, I'm following you. Okay. So
this one.
Hardly ever.
That's it.
Okay. Hardly ever. So this is here, or rather, yeah. Okay.
Okay, and there are lots and lots of others.
Okay.
Right. For example, here's the beginning of one. I'm going to put it up here, for example.
Frequently.
Okay, for example. One that could come down here. I'll put it here.
Occasionally. Occasionally, is that pronunciation right?
No. So, how many syllables?
Occasionally. 5? Occasionally.
Okay. Where's the stress?
The second one.
Come over to our little chart over here.
Okay, the rectangle chart.
Or even down here.
Okay. Occasionally. Occasionally.
Now, your job is to make the second syllable prominent.
Okay. So I'll be needing maybe, let me see. Occasionally. How can I do like?
Right over here, I'm further over to the left. Okay.
Okay, here.
Here.
Okay, so I'll be needing one of these, right?
Yes. So that's
one, and then two, and then the other 3 ones here again. Occasionally. Occasionally.
So it would start with this one, and I'm going to move that across a little bit, right, so that you're not tempted to think anything will do here. So
okay.
Can you do it very precisely now? 1, 2,
2,
3.
I think I'm a bit confused about this color. It's like occasionally, like it's just for the sound of the last vowel.
Absolutely, it'll be number 5.
Occasionally. Okay. So occasionally. So maybe one.
This one here is I.
Yes. Sorry. So this one. So occasionally.
Right.
Occasionally.
Okay.
Occasionally.
Now I'm going to add one.
Okay.
I wonder if I can pick that up. Yes, I can. Yeah. And I'm going to color it this color.
Okay. Occasionally. Okay. Like 4 syllables.
Syllables.
Okay. Occasionally. Occasionally. Occasionally.
And what I hear you saying is this: da 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 da.
Occasionally. It's better if I have just one of these, one of the black one.
It really doesn't make much difference because we don't even listen to these. What we do in English is count syllables. We don't listen to sounds very much.
Occasionally.
That's right. Yes.
Occasionally.
So it's just a mumble. Occasionally.
Occasionally. Occasionally.
A little bit more than that. We listen to consonants, but we don't listen to vowels.
Occasionally.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So now what I want you to do is where I'm back in the verbs. And I want you to make 10 sentences, and now we get to a rule which is very, very important. I want them to be true.
Okay.
So you're now talking about your life, and I want you to make 10 sentences using some of these and this, and you can choose whatever verbs you like. And we need another color, and I'm going to do this. Wait a minute. So I take that one, and I'm going to add it here. I'm going to make it orange. We don't have a happy orange, but I'll borrow for the moment. I'll take that one, call it orange, and I'm going to make it long.
Okay.
And that is, if you like, the rest of the sentence.
Okay. Okay.
And that can be as long as you like.
Okay.
So
I. Can I use the verb to be too? Or here we're trying to avoid it.
Yeah, we want to avoid it at the moment. We'll come to that.
Okay. I always go to the work. I always go to work by bike.
Okay, say it again.
But it's not true.
The rule is that sentences have to be true.
I always. I'm just thinking of things like with. I always.
It can be very simple. I mean, what breakfast.
I always. But I don't think I'm very consistent as like my habits. So
probably always is not the one to choose. Perhaps you want.
Yeah. I almost always go to work by bike.
Okay, fine. Okay, and that's true?
Yes, that's true.
Okay, so perhaps you could do a sentence like this with for the rest of the time.
Yes, I hardly ever take the tramway to go to work.
Fine. Oh, can you say the last 4 words again?
To go to work.
That's better.
Okay, to go to work. To go to work. To go to work. Is that better? To go to work?
Well, I would be using either yellow or black for at least 2 of those 4 words.
To go to work. To go to work.
To
go to work.
For example.
Go to work. Okay, to go to work.
So say the sentence again.
I hardly ever take the tramway to go to work.
Okay, and say it again. Speed it up a little.
Okay, I hardly ever take the tramway to go to work.
Okay.
I hardly ever take the tramway to go to work.
This one here?
Tramway?
Okay, you can make that, you can cut that in half.
Tram.
Okay.
I hardly ever take the tram when I go to work.
Oh, okay, you've changed it.
To go to work. I hardly ever take the tram to go to work.
Okay. And again?
I hardly ever take the tram to go to work.
Okay, and that's just a
I hardly ever take the tram to go to work.
Now change it around to the other one.
I almost always another sentence or
well, no,
the same again. Okay, I almost always go to work by bike. I almost always go to work by bike.
Make it smoother.
I almost always
make it smooth.
I almost always go to work by bike.
Yes, these 2 here you can put together better.
Almost always?
Sew them together.
Almost always? Like with the T? Almost always?
Yes, now you can make it a bit more subtle than that, but it is there.
I almost always go to work by bike.
Okay.
I almost always go to work by bike.
Okay, right.
I almost always go to work by bike.
Okay. Do we have another couple?
Yes. I drink tea very often in the morning.
This would be sort of this. Okay.
I didn't get it.
Okay, make your sentence again.
I drink tea very often in the morning.
Okay, change the order.
I drink tea in the morning very often.
Oh, that is to drink coffee in that case.
I drink tea very often in the morning.
Okay, what you're forgetting is this. What you're doing is you're doing this.
I very often drink tea in the morning.
For example.
I very often drink tea in the morning. But is one better than the other, or is it just for the exercise?
No, that's what I would say at any rate.
I very often drink tea in the morning. Oh, okay. I drink tea very often in the morning is kind of weird.
I drink tea very often in the morning. I think that it'd be okay.
Okay.
It's fine. Yes.
Okay.
Personally, I would say the other one.
Okay. I very often drink tea in the morning. Okay.
In fact, yes. I would say it that way probably to have the same effect.
I almost always drink tea in the morning.
Okay. Is that what you wanted to say or not?
A little less than almost always.
Okay, then it's this one.
Maybe often. I don't know. I often drink.
This one is fine. Yeah, we'll take this one.
Okay.
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 Okay, right. Now, can we have the opposite?
Yes. I maybe with almost never.
Oh, okay. All right. Good.
I almost never drink coffee in the morning.
Okay.
Because I have like a stomachache whenever I drink coffee. But I like the taste of it.
Okay, then. All right. Now, I think, why don't we stop there?